Hello people, hello BDSP players, we're back on the channel with my first BDSP moveset video guide for Scizor. How to use Scizor in BDSP 2024, because Scizor has been probably the most relevant Pokemon in all BDSP history, but and it has stayed relevant up until now. And I'm gonna try to do a bit of a moveset guide for all the relevant Pokemon. So I wanted to start with, in my opinion, the most relevant and the one that you should uh, learn how to use. And sets can change between with the development of a meta game since 2021. So we will see what Scizor can do. You already know Scizor. Its stat. It's deceptively bulky, which is what you wouldn't appreciate. That it can be an excellent speed up wall, a mix wall, a revenge killer, and an endgame sweeper, which we will see. Buck Steel is a fantastic typing, only quite weak to fire, but resistant so many common types like Dragon, Psychic, Fairy, opposing Steel, um, neutral to fighting. This Pokemon is fantastic, and it's probably one of the mons that you should pretty much not always have, but always consider to use on your team, because it's gonna make your life a lot easier. And we're gonna go with the first set, which is defensive pivot. This is the most common Scizor set right now, and it's consistent of bullet punch, which you will always have because of your technician ability. It lets you boost that up to 60 base power. U-turn, which is used to pivot out, having a slow U-turn to bring an offensive threat or just keep the momentum. Bruce for longevity, and then you have two options. Defog, because Scizor is one of the most consistent hazard removal in the tier, since we have limited rapid spin users, only Starmie actually, and about like 3 or 4 Reliant defoggers. Scizor, it's usually um, going to be your dedicated defogger. But if you have another hazard control, you can definitely use Swordsness and make this not only a defensive pivot, but a late game win con in the end game. Your item is gonna be leftovers, of course, for that longevity. And the EV spread I have here is what I use most commonly, because Scizor is this Scizor specifically is used to blanket multiple Pokemon from the two spectrums. So mainly Latias from the special side and Weavile from the physical side. It can come on other stuff like Mamoswine, uh, Garchomp. Well, though it's not that it's not that it's kind of shaky versus Garchomp. It can also come on Breloom. It can come on any grass type. On the special side, it can come on most psychic types like Alakazam. And this spread allows you to avoid being 2 KO by Weavile's Throat Chop, while also keeping the special defense to tank on Choice Specs Latias. So it's the EV spread that I recommend. You can go like fully special defensive or fully physical defensive if you don't care about one or the other. But if your Scizor is your way to play around those, you you'll use this spread, or at least this is the one that I recommend. Relaxed nature with 0 IV speed allows you to um, pivot at least uh, uh, second in the Scizor mirror. So you'll have the advantage because they would U-turn first, or at least speed tie with another relaxed nature 0 IV speed. And it also lets you slow U-turn on Tangrowth if the Tangrowth is not running relaxed 0 IV speed too. So it's the most optimal to have your U-turn the slowest possible. Um, uh, so yeah, this Pokemon is the glue of the tier. It blankets everything. It doesn't like completely walls or win games, but it's your mon that is gonna make your life a lot easier. The next set we have, it's the offensive swordsman set, which is used in more hyper offense oriented teams because not only Scizor is an amazing defensive wall, but it's also just as good as an offensive threat. And this set is consistent of Swords Dance, Bullet Punch. You're always gonna have Bullet Punch, Brick Break to hit opposing steals like Magnezone and Heatran, and then you have as your fourth option Scizor or Quick Attack. Scizor, it's mainly for the just taking out the the plethora of psychic types that are running the tier, like Larias, Celebi, Mew, and also just Okoin grass types such as Tangrowth. And Quick Attack is another option that is also boosted by Technician, and it helps versus uh, the matchup of Infernape and Rotom Wash, mainly offensive Rotom Wash, because they resist your Bullet Punch. So the item is going to be Life Orb in this case, and the EV spread allows you to take the least damage from Life Orb because your number ends up in 9, so you have that 32 HP. Max attack with Adamant Nature. Um, the speed allows you to outspeed Modest Magnezone, and then you have a uh, left EVs that I put in special defense, and you use this to break on the mid game or to just sweep on the end game. You Swords End, your Bullet Punch is extremely strong. Brick Break takes out Heatran with Rocks Up. You take out Magnezone too, and it's such as good as a pivot. The problem is that to use this, you'll need to rather use Hyper Offense or have good walls, because Scizor is not gonna come in on the hits that the defensive people will. But it's also an extremely good set. And for the last set, I have uh, something that I've been seeing lately, and this is my version of it, which is the offensive pivot. Um, in this case, Scizor will run Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, and Roost. The attack, 132 attack and Adamant Nature allows you to two-shot Clefable, max defense Clefable with your item, which is Metal Coat, which boosts your Bullet Punch a little bit more to 72 base power. So you're always two-shotting Clefable, and you don't lose that 1v1 because they have Unaware. The speed is to outspeed Magnezone as well, Modest Magnezone, but also outspeeding the the set that I just show you, which is funny, but you can speed creep how much you want. Um, I would recommend at least make offensive Scizor outspeed Crawdont, because if not you're gonna get KO'd. And the HP left, it's just to tank hits, and the reason why you would use this is because you want a Wincon that hits hard and but also can sponge hits. So because of other trends, Larias has started to not run offensive sets. So this offensive Scizor will come on that Larias as well, and you will offensively check Weavile. You're OHKOing Weavile with your Billy Pinch. So it's like a mix of the two, but preserving that momentum with U-turn, which is huge. So I recommend you to try this out. It's more uncommon than the other two, but it's also a good possibility for Scizor to run. This is my spread, but it can definitely be like tweak a little for your needs. Um, and in the last part, I have the part of checks and counters. These are Pokemon that will help you uh, handle Scizor in most situations, but that doesn't mean that Scizor will uh, not get his way out with them. So Heatran is the most common answer to Scizor. The defensive pivot set just does nothing into it. It's also scared of Flame Body, and of course it can upgrade with a fire move. Magnezone can trap it and do massive damage with Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, and it would force it to U-turn so it can stay low. Lucario, I would say, is also a great answer to Scizor because it resists both Bug and Steel, and it can threaten it with a life for close combat or just SD in front of it. So, of course, all of these Steel types are afraid of a Brick Break. But if you run Timid Magnezone or Offensive Heatran, you'll still be faster than them. Funnily enough, Clefable is a good answer to the first set because Unaware allows it to 1v1 it with Wish Protect and Calm Mind, because an uninvested Bullet Punch with Technician does not two-shot Clefable. So for that set in specific, it's actually a good answer. Rotom Wash will help you blanket it with Will-O-Wisp, and it resists Bullet Punch. It does literally nothing, so you can threaten it back with a Will-O-Wisp or a Hydro Pump via offensive, but it doesn't appreciate coming on U-turns either. Skarmory can face it out, sets out spikes on it, and pretty much don't care about Scizor. But it will not be the 1v1 in the long run. It's just you can come in on it safely though. Malactic can do the same. It can Scald Burn it. It will be faster than it, except for the offensive set. It can haste the Swordsdance out, so it will, and it's physically bulky, so it will help you against it. And more offensive checks are Infernape and Garchomp. Infernape, of course, it will destroy with any fire move it will be running, either like Overheat, Flare Blitz, or Flamethrower, whatever you want to run on your Infernape. It can also run defensive sets, but that's for the Infernape video. But Infernape, it's not a reliable answer because it's frail and it can be put into +2 Bullet Punch range if it gets low, or even just die to the +2 quick attack set that we just mentioned. And Garchomp is a good answer to Scizor. I mean, it helps it chip it down with rough skin when it U-turns or when it bullet punch, and Scizor will always be scared of a fire blast or even a life or earthquake. That would do a lot. Garchomp doesn't like coming on Scizor that much, but it can help you against it. And I wanted to do another part which would be partners for Scizor, but honestly, anything that appreciates having Scizor in your team. Like Scizor can be fit on pretty much any composition. I would say except for Stall, but even Stall can run Scizor. It can fit on hyper offense. The defensive pivot can fit on bulky offense, balance. Anything that is weak to rocks would appreciate it. Heatran is also a great partner because the double steel core, it's amazing to blanket. They cover each other for taking better on Weavile. Garchomp is a good partner, which appreciate. Sorry, the spikes being gone. Anything that is weak to rocks, Weavile, Togekiss, Rotom Wash forms a good Boltern combo with it. So basically, the whole tier is a good partner for Scizor because Scizor is a good partner for the whole tier, basically. So that's it. Um, I don't have an outro thing, so I'm just gonna use my banner for the end of this video, and hopefully I will do more of this moveset video, guys, and hope you like it. So thank you so much for watching.